Hello everyone. In this lecture, we are just going to interface 16 cross 2 LCD with our microcontroller Atmega 16. Let's get started. So initially, we are just going to build the circuit for simulation in Proteus 8. So select the microcontroller Atmega 16 from our components tab, and for picking the LCD, just go to the components mode icon. Just click on the components mode icon and click on the P to open the components tab, and here you just want to type LM016L. This is the device number for 16 cross 2 alphanumeric LCD in Proteus, and you can see this is the LCD. Select this LCD and click on OK. Now I am placing the LCD, and as per the connections of LCD, you need not connect this VSS, VDD and VEE pin of the LCD. As this is a simulation, we can just connect this RSRW enable and these 8 data pins. So I am connecting the D0 to PD0 of my microcontroller, and D1 to PD1, D2 to PD2, D3 to PD3, D4 to PD4, D5 to PD5, D6 to PD6, D7 to PD7. I'm just going to connect PB0 to RS, PB1 to RW, and I'm connecting the enable pin of the LCD to PB2. And that's it about the circuit connections, and this is the circuit for simulation. And now let's go to the programming part in Atmel Studio for writing the logic for printing data onto this LCD using our microcontroller Atmega 16. So initially we just want to configure all the pins of the microcontroller that are connected to LCD as output. So these are the pins that is connecting to the LCD, that is the port D all the pins, and port B PB0, PB1 and PB2. So I just want to configure all these pins as output. So for configuring all the pins of port D as output, I can write 1 to all the bits of DDRD register. So I can write DDRD equal to 0xFF. And for configuring these PB0, PB1 and PB2 pins as output, I can write 1 to DDB0, DDB1 and DDB2 bits of DDRB register. That can be done by DDRB or equal to 1 left shift of DDB0 or 1 left shift of DDB1 or 1 left shift of DDB2. This will make PB0, PB1 and PB2 pins of the microcontroller as output. And now I have written 4 user defined functions for interfacing this LCD to our microcontroller. Let's see what are those. So first function is LCD data function. So this function is used for writing data to the LCD, data that needs to be printed to the LCD. So as we know from the previous lecture, this function is used for writing to the data register of the LCD, and it receives a parameter in the name of variable data. So the first thing that we will do is we will pass the data that we receive to this function to the data lines of the LCD. As we know, the data lines is connected to the port D. So I am passing the data to the port D. And secondly, for passing the data to the data register of LCD, we just want to make the RS bit to be 1, right? This we saw in the last lecture. And after that, we just want to make the RW bit as 0 for writing to the LCD. And then we are enabling the clock of the LCD by setting the enable pin of the LCD, and we are waiting for a small delay of 10 millisecond, and after that 10 millisecond we are clearing the enable bit of the LCD. So this is the sequence for writing to the data register of LCD, and this is the function for writing data to the LCD. And the second function is LCD command. This function is used for writing to the instruction register of LCD, that is, it is used for passing command to LCD. This also uses same procedure as data function, that is, it is also receiving a parameter in a variable name called command, and coming into the function, initially we will be passing the parameter of the function into the data lines of the LCD. So we know the data lines is 4D, so we are passing the command to 4D, and for passing the data that we receive to the instruction register of LCD, we just want to clear the RS bit of LCD. And after that, we will make the RW bit as 0 for writing to the LCD. After that, we just want to enable the clock of the LCD by setting the enable pin. Then after that, we just want to give a small delay, that is of 10 millisecond. Once this 10 millisecond is expired, we will clear the enable pin of the LCD. So this is all about the command function for LCD, and it is used for writing to the instruction register of LCD, and this function is used for passing commands to the LCD. So this function is used for passing 1 byte of data to LCD, and this function is used for passing 1 byte of instruction to LCD. And you can see another function called LCD string. This function is used for passing string of data to LCD. As you can see, this function uses the same function LCD data inside a loop for passing a string of data. Let's understand the working of this function using an example. So I am calling the string function with two parameters. First one is the string, that is array of characters. So I am giving the string to be ABCD, and second parameter is length of the string. As I know, ABCD is of length 4, I am giving 4. And you can see when I call this function using these two parameters, that is ABCD, 4, the control comes inside this function and this loop will be executed. That is, I will be initialized to 0 and it will check for this condition, that is 0 less than length, which is nothing but 4. So 0 less than 4 is true, so the control comes inside this loop. Now you can see LCD data of str of I. We know that I is 0, so str of 0 will be printed using LCD data function. Str of 0 is nothing but A. So A will be printed. Once that is printed, the I value will be incremented to 1. Again the condition will be checked, and now also 1 is less than 4, this condition is true. So now the LCD data of str of 1 will be printed, which is nothing but B. Once this is printed, again the I value will be incremented to 2, and again the condition is checked. Now also 2 is less than 4, the condition is true. So LCD data of str of 2 is printed, which is nothing but C. Once the C is printed, I is incremented to 3, and now also the condition is checked, that is 3 less than 4 is checked and it is true. Now the LCD data of str of 3 is printed, which is nothing but D. Now that all the elements in the string is printed, and now the condition is checked after incrementing. Now the I value will be 4 once it is incremented, and now when the condition is checked, you can see 4 less than 4 is false, so the control exits this loop. So thus the string that is provided in the parameter of the LCD string function is printed with the help of length provided. And the next function is used for initializing the LCD. So these are the 4 common settings that needs to be provided for the LCD. First instruction is 0x38. This instruction sets the LCD in 16 column and 2 row format, which is nothing but 0x38. And this command 0x06 is used for auto incrementing the cursor of the LCD once the current display element is printed on the LCD. And the third instruction 0x0C is nothing but display on and cursor off. And the fourth instruction is 0x01, which is nothing but clear screen. So for initializing the LCD, you just want to provide these four instructions at the beginning. So I am copying all these functions, all these four functions, and I am pasting above the main in my program. Initially, what I will do is I will call this LCD initialize function at the beginning of my program, and after that I am coming into the logic of my program into the while of 1. So let's come to the logic of our program, that is inside the while of 1. I am going into the first row first column of the LCD by giving the command 0x80. We discussed about the address of the LCDs in the previous lecture, right? For first row first column of the LCD, I am giving the command 0x80, and there I am printing the string embedded, which is of length 8. After that, I am going to the second row first column of the LCD by the command 0xC0, and I am printing the string systems, and that's it. Now the embedded will be printed in the first line of the LCD and systems will be printed in the second line of the LCD. Now I am building the project using the build icon here. You can see the build is successful. There are several warnings, but that is not a problem. Now go to the Proteus circuit. For loading the program, double click the IC and click on this icon over here. Now go to the respective project folder of Atmel Studio, and inside the debug folder over here you can find this text file. Click on it and click on open. Now click on OK. Now when I play the simulation using the play button in the left bottom corner of the window, you can see the embedded system is being printed on the LCD. For uploading the program onto the microcontroller, firstly connect the USB ASP programmer to your PC through USB port, and then connect the JTAG connector from your USB ASP programmer to your development board. If you are not having a development board, or if your development board is not showing this JTAG terminal, you can directly connect the terminals of USB ASP programmer to your microcontroller pin nodes as per this circuit diagram, and you can build this circuit in a breadboard for programming your Atmega 16 microcontroller. After that, power up your development board using external 12V 1A adapter. Once you have done this, open the Program ISP software and choose the microcontroller required in Select Chip drop-down box. Then after that, you just want to check this Program Flash checkbox, and then check this Program Fuse and Verify Flash checkbox. And then you just want to set the clock to external crystal oscillator in the fuse bits configuration. Go to the fuse and lock configuration bits tab, and here set the clock selection 3, clock selection 2, clock selection 1 and clock selection 0 to be 1. These 4 bits must be 1 for selecting the external crystal oscillator. And now click on this write, and you can see the fuse bits will be loaded. Now click on the load flash icon. Go to the respective project folder, and inside the debug folder you can find this text file. Click on it and click on open. Click on this erase to erase the chip, and then click on this auto button for uploading the program to the microcontroller. And the programming is successfully done. Now build the circuit to see the output in the hardware. You can see This is the output that I got in my hardware. See you in the next lecture. Thanks for watching.